Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sign or a wish for me? Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sign or a wish for me? Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sign or a wish for me?
Hey guys, Jimmy here. Just before we start today, I just wanted to send our love out to the people of Nova Scotia. Absolutely unfathomable, unthinkable what happened there this week. I think anybody who listens to the podcast knows how near and dear that province is to my heart. I think I've told stories about being there when I was a toddler. My dad was an RCMP officer in Nova Scotia. The loss of Heidi Stevenson, the constable there, and every single person is just, it breaks our hearts completely. And we know we have a lot of listeners from Nova Scotia. We hear from you often. I get there every summer. We talk about our trips to Cabot. We always spend a night in Halifax before we go to Cabot. And the people of Nova Scotia are the finest people, the nicest people, not just in Canada, but anywhere on the globe. You won't find greater people. So our hearts break for you. And it's always a little awkward trying to do a podcast when we act like idiots at a time like this when something so awful has happened. But I know that people do need a distraction and to forget about things for a while. And so that's what we'll do again today. So I'll bring in my friends and more idiocy will follow. But again, lots of love to everyone in Nova Scotia and down east.
About life and little sports, you know we're gonna play some games, and if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah, 'cause this is the podcast.
So a couple of things. Puffy's hair is. See, I have mine slicked down already because I have to do some actual television today, or I would like spike it up for you. But you are getting like Marge Simpson high.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's hot. Yeah. I want to cut it, but people now are starting to like it. I want to see how high it will go.
You know,
when you say people, is that like when Trump says a lot of people like what I'm doing?
Probably the same amount as he has.
I'm doing a tremendous job. Tremendous.
The hair is huge in Michigan.
Lester's beard's coming in thick too. He's got a... Yeah.
That's bad.
This is great pod. We'll just talk about each other's visual looks right now.
Stoff's got a pretty good beard too.
Stoff, for our listeners, how did you describe the look, Puffy?
Well, I said Crocodile Dundee, but now it's more Jurassic Park 2, one of the guys hunting the dinosaurs.
One of the guys that lives, right?
I don't like your chances there, buddy.
Damn it.
Oh my
Got
God.
like the Turks and Caicos beach in the background, except when you turn your head the wrong way, part of your hat disappears. Do that again.
Strong winds.
You have to work on your CGI a little bit.
Strong winds.
Where are you going, Lester?
I'm just going downstairs to grab a stand for my phone here.
He's going for a bounce.
Because I kind of have to keep working
Lester's
while I'm
always
talking
on
to
the
you guys.
move. That should be a new segment. Lester on the move. He's always on the move.
I am always on the move.
Guys, so first item today, Brooksy's Revenge.
Uh-oh.
I guess that's what I'm saying, Brooksy.
For the golf net.
Oh, okay.
And this actually ties into our conversation last week about infomercials. So the doorbell rings the other day, and the doorman, the UPS guy, leaves the big box at the door. And Jimmy goes, "What the hell is this?" And Brooksy goes, "My golf net." And so I undo the package, and she's bought the foot elliptical.
I have seen that on TV. I remember asking who would buy that.
Wow.
Apparently Brooksy. So
Wow.
it's called the Cubii, Cubii, and the idea is that retired people like me and Brooksy, you sit and you watch your Breaking Bad or whatever you're watching on the old Netflix, and you just keep those legs moving with your foot elliptical.
That just seems like something really fat, lazy people would buy, not Brooks.
That's what I told her, but Brooksy's, she said, well, if we're going to, she's still working out every day, but she says if we're going to sit and watch TV, I'm just going to do a little marathon every night. So I was thinking I'd try to continue for the entire podcast, see how exhausted I get.
Wow.
I thought when you said Brooksy's Revenge, I assumed one of your boxers was missing.
I do not think she would want to wear that on her face.
Oh, wow.
Although I have to say, I was in here doing some work or something on the weekend, and I could hear this noise. Brooksy's always listening to stuff, and then I realized it was our pod, but it wasn't our pod. She was listening to, because she doesn't listen to the pod, but she does have like my Twitter, and she was listening to the segments that Stoff had cut out. One of which was the panty segment.
Oh!
And I had a moment of panic where I ran out of the room going, no, pause that!
Were you panicking like when Tiger wife went through his phone? Hi, my wife went through her phone. My wife went through her phone. Please, God.
That's right.
Just erase your messages, please.
She said, did you wear my panties on your face during your podcast? No. That's just Stoff does some fancy editing. Puts words from different sentences together. Got a lot of time on his hands.
Sure, she bought that.
So anyway, I'll let you know if I might have like Sidney Crosby like quads in a couple of weeks from this.
Couple of weeks this afternoon, buddy.
From this
Come
Cubii.
on.
By the way, we did get some feedback. This is kind of things I saw on Twitter, but I'll do it now. But I guess I asked people for their other favorite infomercials, and we were talking about Puffy's hair. Somebody remembered I hadn't thought about the Flowbee in a while. Remember the Flowbee?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's like some device you stuck on your head that cut your hair somehow that looked like a vacuum.
Tens of thousands have been sold to satisfied customers. Why? Because it really works.
Proper suction is the key to getting great-looking haircuts with no cleanup.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pulled it out from the roots.
Would you do it for the podcast? Would you Flowbee yourself right now?
Yeah, I'd Flowbee myself for the podcast, for sure.
Oh, I know you've Flowbeed yourself on the podcast before, or at least before and after.
It's for the hair?
That was Eric Bacon who mentioned the Flowbee, and the other one was great looking hair, that spray. Remember the hairspray? Which
you just sprayed it on, it was like paint.
Yeah.
Just spray GLH on and it instantly covers your bald spot, leaving you with great-looking hair.
And it really looks great. My wife's got herself a new guy now, and I tell you, I'm really impressed.
I've been getting harassing for being bald. I'm only a young man. No more dates without being called old man, but the babes are back.
That I believe, people on television, not to mention any names, Al Michaels, I think he's used that in the past. Steve McEachern mentioned that, and the classic line, "Just look at Paco's bald spot." That was the best line from that infomercial. We have decision on the puppy, so let's get to the week that was.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Duffy and the Rubber Boots Podcast Crew.
We had a big cliffhanger last week.
Yes.
When I mentioned that the Board Duffy family had decided that they wanted a third puppy, and Puffy was and Lester were both very vocal. Oh, no, not Lester. Lester was not on. Oh, hi, Lester. Welcome back.
Yeah. I noticed on Instagram I met with a fate that is common for me if I'm not on the pod.
I will say, Lester, when James broke the news to us, we were devastated, as I'm sure you heard.
We were upset. Well, did you just get a work hang up last week, Lester, or did you just not?
100%, 100% work hang up. Yes. Just could not spare the time.
Did you? I always feel guilty when you put out, things that say, Lester's not with us anymore, or this one's for Lester, as I did when I tweeted the podcast this week, that people are dumb and will actually think that Lester's gone. So, especially during a crisis like this. So
100%.
Did you get any messages of "Are you okay, Lester"?
Not a one.
Damn that boy wonder.
Once again.
No one.
More proof that there's zero overlap between the pod audience and our lives.
Well, look. This is Jimmy Cry Wolf, right? I mean, once eventually you're gonna kill me off so many times, nobody's gonna care. Right. They won't think it's true this time.
That's a good point by you. So the puppy, Stoff was the only one supporting it because of the podcast, and so I think the night after the podcast. When did we take the pod last week? On a Wednesday?
Yep.
I think it was Wednesday.
I thought it was Thursday, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was.
That was Wednesday.
I think it was.
It was Wednesday.
Yeah, you weren't part of it, Lester. So why would you even know?
You know what? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, who am I to argue with Crocodile Dundee over there? You know what I mean?
So
actually, sorry, you look like Outback Jack, a former WWE personality. That's who it was.
I feel like I've just been downgraded.
You have been. He was a flop. It never worked out. Anyway, continue, Jimmy. Sorry.
Lester, how dare you interrupt me? I would never do that to you. So we go to bed Thursday night, and Brooksy and I have a long talk. We little bed talk for like an hour about all the pros and cons of the puppy. And the list of cons outweighs the pros by about 20-1. And Brooksy says, "I'm good with it. I'm good with no puppy." And I'm like, "That is a very mature decision on your part, Brooksy." And then in the morning, we woke up and Brooksy said, "I want the puppy." And we called and got the puppy.
Wow.
Man, so, you're a tough negotiator.
Yeah, I'm really tough. I got to admit, I wanted it too. I play, but I wanted it for the pod.
When do you get the puppy? I know people get puppies, but then it takes like 40 weeks for them to show up.
Yeah, it's not for a couple of months. As I said, we looked into rescues, and one of the great stories out of this whole thing is that most of the rescues are empty, and then we found this other puppy, and so it's not a rescue per se, but it's a puppy, and we get it June 7th or something. There's a big puppy countdown going on in the house. There's a big name, the puppy contest, which is what I really wanted. You see, our listeners. The one thing I will say about our listeners. A very creative group, right?
Yeah.
Like they fall in line with us, what I like a category of people I like to call dumb intellectuals.
Yes.
They're creatively smart and funny.
Yes.
Not necessarily. No, I guess that's just describing us. They're probably smarter than us. So
it's a safe bet.
So the puppy contest. We'll have a puppy poll on. Well, I want a creative name for the puppy. But, a name that you can live with, right? Like a name. First, they were going to call it Crosby. I like that name. 10th anniversary of the Golden Goal.
Nice.
But my son didn't like that. So now, and my wife, Brooksy, is the worst puppy name person in the world. She comes up with like hokey princess names and stuff for male puppies. I don't want any part of that. Although she suggested Bo last night for mine. Bo Jackson, but hers was Bo Duke. Good. I think she had a thing for Bo Duke, Bo and Luke Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes, the good old boy.
Exactly. No, you're welcome.
I love that show, actually.
Bo and Luke Duke, Daisy Duke.
I love that show, period.
Yeah, it's a legendary show. Hey, any of you kids out there that are too young for the Dukes of Hazzard, if you know the term Daisy Duke shorts, you know why they're from. It's from Daisy freaking Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard. That is called legendary.
Roscoe Pico Train.
So, I like movie character names for the puppy,
Bane.
For that. Bane?
Name your puppy Bane. I dare you.
I'd rather not have a villainous name.
And then you just put a little one of those masks on his face.
Or panties.
Or just Sheriff Brooksy's panties.
Yeah.
Anyway, so name the puppy, please, at @RubberBootsPod or on our Instagram account. You have time. We don't get the puppy until June 7th. Oh, you know what? I just had an idea. This will solve a lot of my problems. We'll have a Name the Puppy contest. If we choose your name, we'll give you the puppy.
And you become the intern.
Wow. And you become the intern.
It'll coincide with our second intern search.
That's right. How else have you guys been doing? Lester's been super busy at work. How are you making out Puffy? I noticed, Puffy, your facial hair. I was saying you have the high beard that looks like it would go into your eye if you kept it growing.
If I kept it going, I would just be a face full of hair.
See, I have the low beard. Mine doesn't go much higher than right where it is.
Oh, you shaved though, didn't you?
Yeah, I shaved the side, but I mean, but it doesn't go very high. It would only go to like right. There's like.
Now, do you like having the goatee?
I like playing with it.
Yeah, it's fun to think.
Yeah.
I find myself watching TV, and it's just, it's like your own little. Forget.
Pondering.
I enjoy playing with it.
Whoa.
There's another drop.
There's the pod title right there. I enjoy playing with it.
So I do, but I do, Puffy, I do. I'm aware that it's not the greatest goatee ever. And so, I'm a little sheepish about putting it out there to the public, but
I like it.
But I mean, someone like you who can't grow it for work, you have to stay clean shaven. Yeah. So is it something like when you can grow something, you grow it just out of
rebellion? Yeah, exactly. Because I know it doesn't look good enough. I could grow one. Like if I had a good beard, there would be nothing wrong. TSN wouldn't mind me putting that on television, I'm sure. Like I think Drager looks better with the beard. He should leave the goatee. He looks kind of like evil Drager.
I don't like it I don't think he'd look good on TV with it.
Well, like LeBron has the little goatee. Does he look good at it?
Yeah, I think it works on LeBron.
You know who he looks like? LeBron looks like the in the Rudolph Christmas special. He looks like Burl. He looks like Burl Ives.
Yeah.
Silver and gold. Silver and gold.
Everyone wishes.
That's just not laughing at no idea what I'm talking about. Black people not watch the Rudolph Christmas special.
It's not Dukes of Hazzard.
That's all I watch. Dukes of Hazzard. Sorry, I admit I was distracted by something. But I think you should have like a bit when you guys come back, and that you guys have all over the course of the COVID, you've turned evil, right. And somehow that you've all become sinister on the panel. Right. I think that'd be hilarious.
Did you see Gord Miller tweeted his beard? He's got if I went for the full beard, it would be similar.
You see Mudrick's? Mudrick looked like a mountain man.
Wow. He did.
It looked like he'd been chopping wood for about 6 months.
Oh, it's just the weirdest world we're in right now. What other news do I have for you guys? Sorry, go ahead, Lester.
Well, I was going to say, while we're speaking of our TSN commentators and reporters, it just so happens that for the first time since I've been working in my job, I have had to deal with Sarah Orlesky.
Oh.
We are
99 Sarah Orlesky or real Sarah?
Well, this is what I'm saying. I believe that it's time to discuss possibly bringing her back into the fold somehow. Because Victor Newman, you see, does not give a damn about the pandemic or the damn virus.
I was going to say, so you had to call Sarah professionally for work, is what I'm guessing?
Well, it was email, yes.
So you couldn't do your Lester Newman, you couldn't do your Victor Newman impersonation with her?
I was not able to do it. I was very disappointed.
What are you working with our Sarah?
Well, it just so happens that TSN, for the Jets reason, we are repeating some Jets games.
Oh yeah.
So she wanted to speak with me with regard to what we've left in the games and what we've taken out, and she wants to do some interviews and stuff like that. So she's just looking to
have any of the scores changed?
I don't believe they have, sir. I don't believe they have. Sir.
I got a bone to pick with you right now. As a matter of fact, this is going to be our first public riff.
Okay.
So when all the championships were on a couple of weeks ago, and the Masters and the Raptors Game 7 and all sorts of stuff was on, right? That special day, Championship Sunday.
It was actually Champions Live Here weekend.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So O-Dog tweeted me. I was tweeting about all the things. I'm saying pretty cool to watch the Masters and the Raptors back to back. And he goes, "Oh, don't forget the World Juniors, Jimmy. We're going to be on in a second." So I flicked over and he goes, "Can't wait to see us again." And then I was like, "Wait a second, no intermissions." Why, if you're showing a classic championship game, shouldn't you give people the full spectrum of the broadcast?
Damn, man, what were you thinking?
Well,
all Puffy's work gone.
Hold on. Never to be seen again.
It's like we don't even exist.
Let me say a couple things really and truly. Number one, that weekend was a great weekend for us, and we have tried our best to make sure we maintain the integrity of the shows. But at the same time, depending on what the games were and what our time slots were, sometimes we had to make decisions and take out stuff like intermissions.
Because Bosch and I were on during the Raptors run.
Yeah. That's what it is. So you were visible, is what you're saying.
I just worry that I'm going to be erased with history, Lester, that when in 50 years from now, when all that's played is classic games, you're going to hear all your Chris Cuthbert and Gord Miller, but it's like I wasn't even there. So I think it's your responsibility as the man who runs ESPN Classic to make sure there's a little Jimmy on every broadcast. Maybe just opening, maybe, presenting the cup, whatever it may be. That's fair, right, Puff?
Even if you have to do one of those boxes and just show Jimmy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jimmy Cam.
The next conference call we have, I will bring it up.
Tell that Sean Redmond that a lot of people, the hashtag we need Jimmy, hashtag ESPN Classic, hashtag conquer COVID-19.
Well, listen, let me correct one thing right now. I am almost 100% TSN. Classic is still something I do, but I am almost 100% TSN right now. So,
yeah, that's because 100% of TSN is classic. I mentioned conquercovid.ca. So I actually got out in society, gentlemen. That's my big news from the past week, besides the puppy. Is after being locked up for a month, I got involved with the conquercovid.ca organization, which, if you guys don't know, is you probably see it everywhere, thanks to Haley Wickenheiser and Ryan Reynolds, who got behind it. Yeah. And so, but it's really just a very grassroots organization where basically a doctor and a few med students started this thing to fill in the gaps of. Why are you pecking away on your keyboard? You can hear. You can hear it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're pecking.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, I apologize.
He's trying to write you into the next broadcast.
What's funny is, like, you're trying to be the nice guy, like you're trying to not let anybody know. Like this, he's kind of looking at the screen. He's trying to act like he's listening to my story.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm just kidding, buddy. So Conquer COVID-19 is basically the hospitals are all okay right now. So their job is to fill in the gaps, and like doctors and clinics and retirement homes and people, I was delivering to a place for home for autism yesterday. They're all on their own. So they've collected gazillions. And it was like truly inspiring. I went down on Saturday afternoon to the Toronto drop-off, and people were coming by, dropping off those N95 masks and dropping off gloves. And some of the stuff I think they just bought themselves and were just giving away their supply because other people needed it more. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them. And my new pal, Ryan Reynolds, we hang out quite a bit now.
Nice.
Same organization.
Yes.
See, did he give you a like or a retweet or something?
He gave me the follow. Follow.
Wow.
That's huge.
Say I slid into his DMs last night, and he did not slide.
Next time Lester can't make the pod, you think we can get Ryan to co-host?
So I sat there. Billy had asked me last week, our producer, can you get Ryan Reynolds on? We're doing these interviews every week, and I said, Billy, he's a movie star. I can't get Ryan Reynolds on. This was before all the COVID-19 thing happened.
Yeah.
And then he retweeted a couple things I did, and then I noticed he followed me. So I spent the weekend going, should I DM this guy? Because I hate when I don't want to be that guy.
Don't be that guy, Jimmy.
For our listeners, when Jimmy was saying, should he DM Ryan Reynolds, he was stroking his beard.
Yeah.
Should I? It's so good for that, eh?
I still may. Look, Puffy, if I just say, hey, look, feel free to ignore this, but you want to come on TSN and, talk conquer COVID-19, I'm here for you, fellow Twitter friend.
I guess.
Anyway, conquercovid.ca, folks, go there and help out in any way you can. It's not a national organization. So I think everybody believes it is because of Ryan Reynolds and Haley Wickenheiser and Bob and so on and so forth. So you could start one up in your town and do a donation drive and help people out. So go to conquercovid.ca, conquercovid19.ca, excuse me, to find out a little bit more. Okay, brainstorm idea of the week. This is Jimmy's big idea that's going to change everything. All right, you guys ready?
Damn, man, what were you thinking?
I know by the time this pod comes out, I may have already shared it elsewhere, but the golf thing has been bothering me. We've talked about golf. We know Jimmy's passion for golf. I am fully aware that golf, as I've said on the pod, is a very low priority in the world, and you kind of look like a DB when you say you want to golf. Correct, Puffy?
I think the tide is changing a little.
Tide is changing a little bit
I think
towards
so.
the fact that golf is an acceptable thing with modifications in these times. But you still have a general population that would say, you know, why are golfers getting out to do things when everybody else is stuck at home, etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
Very simple idea. You go golfing, you, on top of your green fee, or if you're a member of a private club, or $10, every round you play, you're donating $10 to whether it's Conquer COVID-19 or some other organization. You imagine every golfer has to. Now you could make some exceptions for junior golfers and such, and maybe on some public courses when people might not have as much money. But definitely every private course, everybody on Club Link, if you have $3 or $4 or $5 grand or $20 grand to spend a year on a membership, and you really want to golf badly, which I do, $10 is nothing. Every round, $10. So let's say we start golf in 2 weeks. Everybody has to do that. I don't know how you do it. I'm not a logistic.
Jimmy.
What?
You're not golfing in 2 weeks.
A lot of people are talking about mid-May, maybe.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah, that's probably a little later. Like I'd say, if you're saying mid-June, maybe.
Maybe, and you may not be wrong, but I know that there's because you can golf in certain provinces in Canada, like BC, and it's working out quite well. I can feel that there's a movement on. But with Jimmy's, I'm trying to get golf back faster.
Yes.
So you have whatever it is across Canada, 5,000 courses, and they're full every day, and everybody's giving $10 around. You do the math. So suddenly, golfers are giving $100,000 a day to the COVID cause in Canada, and we're no longer the elitist DBs of the world. Boom. Problem solved.
You're heroes at this point.
It's not a bad idea.
Problem is if you're all infecting each other and you're giving it to everyone and we all die because of you.
But you're not. Golf is as safe as going for a walk, Puffy, if you do it right. No carts, no pull carts, no clubhouse open, spaced out tee times. The 4 guys playing together are spending 10 feet apart. Elevated cups so you don't put the ball in the hole. Boom.
Why couldn't you do 1 person per hole?
Fine. Or 2, whatever.
Twosome's fine.
Yeah. Kind of like your life. Puffy, can't do foursomes. Can do twosomes, but most of the time just by yourself.
But am I wrong when I say that I thought they were saying no more than groups of 5 were okay? Like groups of 5 are fine, right?
Well, family. If you're staying with just the same 5.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I hope we see some movement. I mean, I'm hearing, baseball and, tennis, golf. Yeah, talking about May. I'm hearing UFC talking about the end of May as well. Look, it's going to have to be gradual. It's going to have to be very careful. As we said before on this pod, you're going to have to still quarantine all these athletes. There's no question about it.
I just think it's still a logistical nightmare, as I've said on the pod before, to have baseball all in Arizona. The NHL thing and the NBA, we'd all love to see it happen. I still think the testing is so far behind in the States that we're in trouble for that. But things like golf and tennis are a little more realistic. But on that note, since we try to be informative here on the pod once in a while, I talk about the New York Times a lot. I listen to the podcast. I read the New York Times to try to be informed. And the reason I was talking, do you remember before the madness broke how I was talking about games with no fans?
Yeah.
And I was, I was talking about it still probably 2 weeks after I read it from this particular reporter. There's a New York Times reporter who basically is his entire beat is studying pandemics and outbreaks and such. That's all he's done for 20 years, essentially, from AIDS to Ebola to so on and so forth. And so he's the one who wrote about this stuff and was way above the curve. Like in January, he was saying, get ready for lockdowns, get ready for sports to shut down or to play with no fans. Before anybody was even conceiving of this stuff, he was saying it. So he wrote an article on the weekend, which was sort of looked at the year ahead, which was a little bit probably depressing for a lot of people, because he's saying, the vaccines are further away than we think, and here are the reasons why, so on and so forth. But what I found really interesting about it is that he's talking about the way that society is going to become. He says, imagine in America, North America, whatever, divided into two classes: those who have recovered from the infection and presumably have immunity to it, and those who are still vulnerable. And what he's saying is that we're going to get to a point where all the people who had the virus, not only are they the most desired because they can work and go out, but they're thought of as like the higher class. And the people that do not have the virus are the ones everybody wants to stay away from because they can carry it and spread it and so forth. And it's a bizarre concept, because then they're saying that now, as Americans stuck in lockdown see their immune neighbors resuming their lives, it's not hard to imagine the enormous temptation to join them through self-infection. Young citizens in particular will calculate the risk of an illness. The risk may be still better than impoverishment and isolation. My daughter, who's a Harvard economist, he's quoting a doctor, she's encouraging groups to have COVID-19 parties to develop immunity and keep the economy going. And I'm not encouraging that, by the way, but I think that's where we're headed next, don't you think? Yes. If the lockdown continues for a long time.
If you develop immunity, can't you still carry it afterwards?
So we don't want to spread misinformation. They don't know about that. They don't know exactly, first of all, if you have immunity, how long the immunity lasts. There have been some cases out of Korea where people have been reinfected, but they don't know if that's been false positives before, if there was a testing problem. Or if somehow the virus laid in their system. So they're still trying to figure all that out, okay? Will you develop immunity? How long will the immunity last? But the history of viruses and medicine suggests that you would have immunity for a couple of years anyway in this situation. And I think particularly with the desperate, like what the guy's saying in the article is, okay, so, Puffy and I have the same position. Puffy's got immunity. He's going to go take that job, and the other guy's got to stay home. Mm-hmm. And that's a fascinating thing to see. I hope we don't get to the part right away where these immunity parties and such are happening, but it's definitely a possibility.
Oh, for sure.
There's information for the day.
Imagine like NFL teams are about to do their draft now, and they're like looking for guys who have
got immunity. But that's you joke, but that's a possibility, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, I got my immunity certificate. I'm going 3 rounds higher.
For sure.
And then they start selling immunity certificates in the black market, and you know what I mean?
Well, that's a problem. In China they have something, or in South Korea on their phones, where there's some sort of thing encoded on your own phone. But yeah, you can't just have a certificate because there's just too much. It's just ripe for all sorts of problems. Anyway, that's information, Corona information from the Rubber Boots Pod for this day. Things to think about.
I feel better about our future now.
Thank you. Here's things that I saw on Twitter.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Once again, I printed out Stoff today. I was so prepared. I have a 3-page printout, but once again, the clicks aren't working. Right.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Okay, so Jimmy's Zoom porn career is in jeopardy. Lots of security issues arising with Zoom. The ease of use comes with security-wise stuff. There was all sorts of incidents where people have been breaking into other people's Zoom calls and so on and so forth. Stoff suggests a call to Megan Wong, Internet Security.
Yep.
So we'll call Megan and see what she can do to help us out here. My suggestion was, I'm not worried about it, Stoff. If I do my Zoom porn, I'm going to offer it free anyway. So if people want to break in.
Yeah, but what if they break in and start to alter things?
Wow.
You mean Teachers?
Yeah.
That might not be a bad thing. Getting dumped on Zoom. In retrospect, it was never going to work between Josh and me, not his real name. He's vegan, and cheese is simply too important to my lifestyle for our relationship. Still, when he dumped me on Zoom a few days ago, it still hurt even in the midst of a pandemic.
When you break up with someone, a lot of times you'll have that last sexual experience with them.
Right.
So would it be okay to ask for video call sex in the Zoom situation? Like, that would be, would that be a faux pas?
I believe that would probably be a faux pas, especially, first of all, only guys would do that, I'm guessing, if the relationship was ending. In the history of time, has a guy ever broken up with a girl and the girl said, here, can you show me a little nipple on Zoom?
When you break up, a lot of times when you break up, you'll have sex one last time.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you're breaking up on Zoom, I guess, would you get the phone sex?
No, I understood the scenario. I just don't think it's going to happen. I'd like you to try to ask, though.
James, I'm saying, would you get the... I don't think you're understanding. I'm saying, well, I want the phone sex when the relationship ends.
A little bit of closure for Puffy.
Did Lester's doll arrive yet?
Why do you think he was off last week?
I was doing reconnaissance. Breaking it in. Puffy, you're talking about the backslide, essentially. You're essentially talking about the backslide, but it all happens via video or via phone. I get it.
Yeah. Is the term the backslide? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a movie with Sandra Bullock, a football movie?
No,
that's The Blind Side.
I know. Okay. What's the setup? Puffy, have you ever referred to breakup sex as the backslide?
No, I have not.
Man, so many things we missed up in our suburban white upbringings.
Sorry, you know what? It's not so much the breakup sex is not. It's when you have sex with her after. That's backsliding.
Yeah, because you backslide into the relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about that last time you're going to see them. You decide to end your relationship. Let's have the sex one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we've all been there. I think at one point in time, have we not?
Oh, 100%.
I married my high school sweetheart.
Wow.
I married my first love as well. Mm-hmm. Could you do this as a clip and I'll show it to Brooksy?
Yeah, sure.
Brooksy, here.
Anything is possible.
Here.
We'll get TSN to retweet that one.
5 perfect movies. Jake Tapper on CNN tweeted out his 5 perfect movies. A couple things, by the way. I am really, I'm sick of these like Twitter things. 5 words, 5 recommendations, all this. Please don't ever do me in any of those things, please. Don't ever tag me in any of these.
No, I hate that stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it up.
No, I don't mind this. Like doing it on the pod is one thing, but I'm just like the Twitter pressure. I can't stand. Lindsay Hamilton gave me a challenge. I don't like challenges, but hers was really good, and so there's Brooksy dropping by with a beverage for me. How about that?
Yeah.
You shut the door.
Hey, Brooksy, say hi. Where is she? She's I didn't see her.
I think she's done like a fresh grapefruit juice or something.
Listen. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm alone here. I haven't seen a woman in weeks. Come on, leave me alone something.
So the doll hasn't come in.
It's like I'm in jail.
So maybe because you're the only one, I want to ask you about that because I was thinking a lot about single people. Like there's a lot of so Tinder has just obviously died, right? Right now.
I was never on Tinder, so
it's as bad as it should be.
So you think people are cheating like that way?
For sure.
But why do you say that, Puff?
It's for sure the young people are not having sex. For sure.
I just don't know how. Like, I don't think I could handle it if I was 25 or whatever, or 20, and being like that would drive me insane. You okay,
Lester? Yeah, listen. Look, I mean, first of all, I will say, look, I live on my own, so it's not anything really, really different. First of all, so that's good.
It's like a long cold streak.
Second of all, I mean, listen, it's not as if I've definitely gone out for grocery. I have seen my parents from a distance, that's been important to me. My brother lives in New York anyway, so it's not like we would have had a contact. So, I mean, quite frankly, the technology has been great. I had a Zoom call with my cousins all around the world on Saturday, and I Skyped my
you're
parents.
missing the point of the question.
Oh.
Are you anxious for love?
Am I anxious for love? From you? Always. Look, for now I'm okay.
All right.
And I mean that sincerely. For now I'm okay. It's just like, look, it is what it is, and I'm recognizing that, hey, we got to hang in here, and we cannot rush this in any way. So if I have to give up 3 or 4 months of my life to make sure that we do this properly, that's what I'm going to do. But I referenced jail. When I get out of jail, look out.
So that was my next point. So, Puffy, when let's say this goes for another month or 2 months or whatever that may be, and we all believe that it's not going to be, like, it'll be an ease of restrictions. It's not going to all happen at once. So, do you think there's going to be a mass, like, just crazy parties and sex going on everywhere, or that's what's going to happen when it ends? It's just going to be.
I think it'll be, people will either be like banging everything that moves, or there'll be some people that will still be gun shy and staying away from people.
Right.
I think you'll be either in one camp or the other.
Like, you're not going to run to a crowded bar, are you?
Oh God, I can't wait to go to a bar.
I know.
I've dreamed about it.
I'm in no rush.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go to a bar.
I'm the same as you, Puffy, but I'm not like, at the same time, I won't do it, like, until I probably won't go to a bar for a year or something until this stuff is gone.
That's kind of the way I feel about it.
Like, I just wouldn't feel comfortable.
But then you can get the COVID-19, then you're immune, and then you're drafted in the NFL.
That's right.
It's a hell of a plan.
That is what we concluded from this podcast, right? Once you get immunity, you will be in the NFL. 5 perfect movies. Okay, despite the fact that I don't like these little Twitter games, I made a list anyway. Jake Tapper's, by the way, were Chinatown. Can't remember it. Little Women, no. Moonlight, good movie. Rear Window, good movie, but too old. Groundhog Day, pretty damn good movie. I went with Shawshank. The first Rocky, Pulp Fiction, Ron Burgundy, and of course Teen Wolf.
A great flick.
Risky Business, honorary mention.
Nice.
Puffy, do you have a few?
Yep, mine are Braveheart, Titanic, Spaceballs, Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, so good.
The Breakfast Club.
Not sure about the last one.
Breakfast Club, amazing.
When I watch it again, I feel like it was overrated.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Stoff?
I'm going to go Goon 1, Goon 2, Chicago, and Kodachrome.
Very nice.
I like to support my friends.
Are you in the credits, Puffy, or did you make the credits even though you got cut out of Kodachrome?
I did not make the credits.
Thanks for Goon 2. I thought you were gonna slight me and just say Goon 1. Did you say Goon 1, not Goon 2, or Goon 1 and Goon 2?
No, I said Goon 1 and 2.
Thank you.
I had to fill up the 5.
Imagine if there was a Goon 3 that I wasn't in, and Stoff was like Goon 1, Goon 3.
Chicago 2.
Lester's got to be Chicago.
Okay. Well, I would put Chicago on the list only because I'm in that movie, and as such, it's perfect. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I believe Rogue One is the most perfect prequel that's ever been made.
Okay.
Ever. Okay. Captain America, Winter Soldier. Very good film. I'm going to go with Avengers Endgame as my 4th film. And number 5, analyze this.
Oh. Because before that, your list was that of a 12-year-old, but you threw it in that movie.
And then what I said about Rogue One, though. Best prequel ever made.
I actually like that Star Wars movie. I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I thought that was a pretty good movie.
Well done.
By the way, I thought for a long time about what comedy I would put on there. And the reason I put Ron Burgundy, and there's other movies I love, like Old School, but there's a general problem with screwball comedies, Wedding Crashers, whatever, that they all have to go serious for a while. There's always like a 10-minute chunk, like it's a screwball comedy, and then there's a 10 minutes or a half an hour where it has to go serious in order to get the plot line to advance, right? And Ron Burgundy never does that. There is never a moment of seriousness in that movie.
She's in danger of getting eaten by a panda bear.
Okay, there's that. Spaceball is very much the same. Never takes itself serious for 1 second, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. The original Airplane movies are also, you can put them on the list. Still classic.
Absolutely. Love Airplane.
Where are we? Baking fails. In an apparent nod to Dave Naylor's cake from a few weeks ago, people tried to create the CN Tower cookie. Did you guys click on that?
No.
Let's just say they all look like... Stoff, could you say it for me? I'm a reputable broadcaster.
Like Lester will after Corona's over.
I don't... Wow.
Did you click on it, Puffy?
Did you click on the link? Or?
Wow.
The cookies all just look like a penis. And
wow.
Its friends.
Why would I look like a penis? Why would I look like a... Oh, my God.
You'll just be very excited.
Yeah, you made the prison reference, so...
I see what you're saying.
Here's how
muscled up
decision makers put on masks. That genius that is the governor of Florida. Who's the dumber governor, the Florida governor or the Georgia governor?
I think Florida.
No, Georgia is opening things up this week, and they've started with gyms and bowling alleys and all those places where you'd never get germs.
No, Jacksonville opened already.
Yeah, but the beach. Okay, like I do agree that they're both screwballs. But at least on a beach, you could maintain some social distancing. Like a gym is got to be the single worst place for the virus. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, no one should be going. But on this particular tweet, the Florida governor tries to put on the mask and puts it on upside down, basically. And so the string is dangling. He's just an idiot. Says Stoff mentions here, Florida is doomed. Damn it, George. Should we play the audio for this and then describe what it was or describe? Maybe I should describe it first. Have you seen? I tweeted that one out. Basically, the kid's younger brother, I guess, climbs in his fish tank in his bathing suit and a snorkel and a mask. It's just like the ultimate little brother. And here's the way I guess the older brother reacts.
George, I am so telling Mom, stop that! Stop that right now! I am telling Mom, that is my fish tank, George! Get out! You're not a fish! Get out of my fish!
I'm just trying to be a fish!
I love that. I'm telling Mom, George, that's my fish tank. Follow up to the last couple of weeks, porn sites offering Joe Buck $1 million to actually call the porn. And did you see Buck's reply, by the way? It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was very good.
Let's see it.
He said that I might be getting some of my own money back depending on which porn sites are offering this.
Good for him.
Jimmy asked if they needed a host and a panel. I was on board. And then finally, one of our Twitter friends...
Dog would have been available if it was for a porn site.
Oh, O-Dog would have been all over that.
Oh, my God.
One of our Twitter followers said, Jimmy, you got to get a SkyTrack golf simulator. Kevin Mank mentioned that to me. And Kev, by the way, that's what I'm looking for. If SkyTrack Golf wants to sponsor the pod, I'm definitely interested in a SkyTrack golf tracker to go with my net. You didn't mention here, Stoff, that the pitcher for the Dodgers, Joe Kelly, had his own Jimmy-like net in the backyard for pitching, and he somehow missed the net and smashed
his window. I saw that.
Which, for a major league pitcher, is one thing for Jimmy to break the lamp. It's another thing for this guy to break his own window. Very well done, as per usual, Stoff. Another edition of
Nice
things
work.
that I saw on Twitter. Let's get to what you're watching.
What you watching?
Just between you and me, what you're streaming on your TV, let me see what you're watching. Action, drama, comedy, what you're streaming on your TV.
All right, so first of all, I've not seen any part of The Last Dance yet. Have you guys seen any of?
How have you not watched it?
Yeah, I watched the first episode so far.
It's amazing.
I gotta say, the guy playing Jordan is very convincing.
Yeah, the actor plays Jordan?
Yeah, very convincing.
I'm going to wait till it comes on TSN in a couple of years. I'm too loyal to my network.
I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you.
The same network that cut you out of the juniors? Jeez.
Damn him, Lester. Damn you, Redmond. Damn you. So I haven't watched it yet just because I've been catching up on other things. But is it as good as everybody says? I kind of felt like the hype was... I mean, it's perfect timing for this doc because if Real Sports was on, this doc would just kind of appear. And instead, it's like the only thing, so everybody's freaking out. And I loved the Bulls of that generation. I look forward to watching it. But isn't the hype a little too much?
No. Like when Jordan comes out riding the tiger, it's me.
Okay, I'm gonna get on it today then.
If it's got a tiger in it.
So anyway, so I will start watching that soon. What did I watched a movie called The Invitation. Have you seen that?
Oh.
So it's very much a little bit like Get Out in the sense of something funny's going on for the first must be an hour. I would say the movie, the whole scenario plays out for an hour. These people get invited to a dinner party and something's not right. Just like in Get Out where the guy gets to that house and he's like, something's not right. And then all hell starts breaking loose. Kind of predictable what was going to happen. But The Invitation, not a bad couple hours. Puffy?
Yeah. I'm watching, I just finished season 1 of The Heist, Money Heist.
Okay, so Puffy, Brooksy has this habit of starting shows and then giving up after like 3 episodes if she's not into it, and then I'm stuck with. So Money Heist was one of those ones that we did. Like we watched 2 episodes and then she said, "I don't like this anymore." Is it worth going back in for?
Yeah, we liked season 1. Season 2 started. We started last night. We didn't love the first episode.
Is it the same heist? Are they milking over like 3 years?
They're still on the same heist. Yeah.
Oh. Highly recommend Better Call Saul. We've talked about before. I think Lester and I are both fans. The last 2 episodes that I've not watched the season finale, I'm going to watch it tonight. 2 of the best episodes of television I've seen in a long time. Better Call Saul.
Wow. Okay.
That's about all I got going. Oh, here was what I wanted to bring up. So I started The Wire.
Oh.
It's all time.
I know you were shocked, Stoff, that I had waited so long to start The Wire. I am 6 episodes in. So good, but I'm not feeling this best series ever that people talk about The Wire yet. So I wanted to ask you, am I missing something or does it get that much better?
It does get better. I think midway through season 1, it starts getting pretty good.
Because it feels maybe the part of it is that it feels a little dated to me now. Like it's because it's 2003, and even like the way they shoot it is a little bit dated. And the guys using pages and stuff, which is fine. Whatever. It's 2003, 2004. But I don't know. Like I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like Breaking Bad. When I watched it, like 3 episodes in, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen, right? And I'm not feeling that yet with The Wire, and I'm going to be patient.
With The Wire, there's a lot more characters and storylines, so maybe it takes a little bit more to develop. I think also there's the whole, hype of it being, a lot of people will say it's one of the greatest shows. So when you go into it with that mindset, it might underwhelm too.
Yeah. Anyway, I like it. I'll check back in a couple of seasons. Anything else anybody want to report on what you watching?
No.
Well, I'm continuing on with Westworld. I think I'm 3 episodes away from having season 3 completed. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit convoluted at times. I'm enjoying that, but I am enjoying it still. There's a pretty good cliffhanger in the last episode I saw. But there's another show called, did I mention Run last week? This episode series Run?
No, but I like the sound of that one. It sounded exciting.
Well, the premise is there's two people in the world. They're they're a male and female, and they basically when one texts the word "run" to the other person, you have to drop everything and meet up on a train. So I'm only one show in. This is a season, like a series of half-hour shows. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I like the premise, so I'm going to watch it.
Is it a reality show?
No. It's a drama.
Oh,
just so you guys know, I'm going to do a spin-off show called Walk While You're Sitting. It's going to be all about Brooksy's walking elliptical.
Yeah, I'm not a big reality guy. I
have to go to another podcast now. Don't worry, I'm not cheating on you. I'm doing the Flag Stick Golf podcast, where I'm going to present my $10 golf luxury tax idea and bring it to the nation.
I like it.
Maybe they'll be more receptive.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of good feedback on this call. Bastards.
Well, you're going out and eight sums and playing high-fiving and everything.
The way you're sitting right now, the way the sun's shining on your forehead, it looks like you have leprosy.
Or some significant age spots. Yes.
Yeah. You look like you aged like 57 years.
That's why you need a hat like me.
Gentlemen, good to have you back, Lester. I'm glad you didn't die.
Glad to be back.
You look really cool today in your navy blue tracksuit. You look like you'd be ready to shoot a video right now.
Well, maybe I will be shooting a video. You never know.
Ooh.
But it'll be by myself.
Stoff, we look forward to new, different virtual backgrounds every week from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a swim now, if you guys don't mind.
Oh, give us a couple more.
Hey guys, I got to jump off right now. Okay, so I'll talk to you later.
All right, Lester.
Bye.
See you, everybody. We'll see you next week on the pod.
Lester and I were doing we're our own podcast. Lester and I were doing our own Skype call, Lester and James Show.
This man James.
Who's gonna edit that one?
Microphone hookup.
No, what's going on? Lester started.
Says Lester started a call.
No, hold on. I'll invite him into this one.
He's trying to go rogue. He's trying to start his own Skype.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, how are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask you. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Oh, I know it's a little strange, but my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. And I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank or the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Do you really like the dunk tank at the fair? Dunk tank.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?